Why, hello, hi, it is me, it is I. Small Tanti, you're a DJ very internet, I'm back. I was having popcorn. Oh, fuck. We're gonna be fine. So, on the last video that I posted, somebody alerted me to the fact that my sound was off. I got a little mic, right? But I got the wrong one. It's not compatible with all my devices that I use to get things out to you. And the other device is now full. But that's not what happened on that video. I think when I was editing, it was rather late in the evening, so I had the volume turned down really low. And when I saved the video to upload, I didn't correct those levels. So thank you so much for alerting me to that, because now I'm gonna be like hyper aware to like not do things like that. I appreciate when you guys do things like that. Thank you. Okay, let's get into it. Hello, Yella. Did I say hello? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please get the other reality show junkies to subscribe. Won't you? Rahadi says thank you. Thank you so much. Alright, we pick up where we left off, and this is at Jojo's house. What is her name? It's a firing squad, as Sarisha said in the later in the episode. And they're still at Zama. Zama, who's not accounting for anything. Zama does not know the word sorry. She can't locate it. She seems to always say it off camera. She's always claiming to have had a conversation with somebody where she said sorry, but we've never seen her sorry on camera. Baby, I don't know how it works, okay? She says that she apologized to Amy, especially when and Amy's going off now, right? Here's the thing that I want us to like not do. It's like Zama didn't talk about Amy's kids, right? And we need that to be made clear. But when she learned that the kids were also involved, making the situation even more delicate and sensitive, she really should have started it. Regardless of that, once she learned that actually this is a sore point for this person, without having all the details as to why, once you can see that this person is getting riled up, as the host of that little birthday party she had, she should have had the wherewithal to try to rein it back and try to, you know, walk it back. But she didn't. She just dug her foot in and kept because we have a problem saying sorry or appearing to have been wrong. Like, I would rather just be wrong than look like I'm just malicious. It's so hot in here, you guys. So hot. And I know I'm getting the review out to you late, but like, I keep thinking it airs on Thursdays, and I'm like, ugh, I was wrong. I need to get this out to you so I can sit down and watch the other episode, because you know I don't watch ahead. Okay, I made notes because a lot happened this episode. Angel, okay, I think I said that to also say, Zama also didn't talk about Angel's parents per se, more than mentioning that, I think these are your parents' things and you're claiming that they're yours. And now to bulk her anger, Angel, I feel you're trying to make like this person spoke on your parents or spoke ill on your parents on top of that. She didn't. Somebody merely pointing out that I don't think that's your hair, Didi. I think that you actually took your mom's locks. That person is not talking bad about my mom. Like, they're not. So, okay, don't bring my mom into the chat, but also let's not, like, you know, put this on that and try to make like something is happening that isn't happening. Zama's still wrong and disgusting and vile. I stand by that. Okay, great. Angel and Maria has a bone to pick with Angel that I feel like she needs a storyline. Her husband's not gonna film. I'm guessing he hasn't signed off on their child filming this season. We had him in a ice skating scene with her last season. Maybe he hasn't signed off, or the child does not want to be involved, or whatever the issue is. But all we have is her and this accessory friend and nothing. No storyline, and she's a full-time housewife. She has a tagline. She's in opening credits. And it's with all of them, really. What's so storyline? And here's the thing about me, right? Like, I think we've evolved as housewife fans, like us real historians, that we're now no longer interested. Like, we don't have this obsession of we need drama, like, because nobody's life is that, like, action-packed. but there must be little nuggets, real things about your life that are going on that we're going to learn about, right? Jojo's her new build with her new house and the art that she has going on. Nonko, it's a new body. Nonko's always giving us something in terms of her personal life. C's always trying to make sure that we don't, or she came last season and she's moved. We don't know why she moved. We're getting fucking nothing from her. We have no personal storylines. Just like Hana Haning An, bone carrying, and Zama said. No, bitch. No, what's going on in here? Where the fuck is Viv? Where's your husband, Maria? Slee then says to Zama, it seems like he came into the group with you see, I love her directness. Zama thinks she's direct. No, Zama is conniving. Slee's direct. She's like, you came into the group saying a whole bunch of things. You also said to me that you feel I lack something, which that was not a nice thing to say. But also, you said so has an ape line. I was like, baby, I don't care if you thought it. Why did you say it? And something about bleaching. Now, personally, I feel like if the bleaching thing was about another person or even a black person, we would be forced to explore the storyline. Whereas with So, it was squashed in season 1 or 2 or something when they were playing one of these nasty games. Somebody made... Saoirse bleached her skin from when she first started in media to where she is now. She was like a darker skinned Indian lady and she's now fair skinned and translucent. And it's like anybody else, we would have to confront that. That's a good storyline for me, right? Doing all that work around the colorism within that particular community, explaining how you got there, explaining what the effects have been on your skin, really doing an educational kind of storyline around that and not being shameful around it because we understand how it happens. But we're running away from it. Nobody can ever talk about the bleaching. That is Saoirse. I don't get it. Anyway, Zama and Amy. Amy goes off and then Zama pretends she does the thing with the face that I told you guys that she does, where she tries to look like she's either concentrating or fake concerned, and that's when she's in character. She does the same face here with Amy. And then she's now realizing, I'm losing the group. Nobody's on my side. I need to rein this in. She's now realizing she can't just like try to gaslight out of it. She needs to try to control the narrative and cosplay as an apologist. Like, and I say cosplay because she didn't apologize. She made like she was apologizing. Pulls Amy to the side. Amy had said somewhere in the scene that I went home and did my research about you to such a degree that I even know who you're sleeping with right now. As a grown woman, as Zama, I wouldn't give a shit. Unless obviously the person is partnered and you feel like it's going to have such a blowback on you. But I'm slinging this vagina any which way. If you give attention, that's what I'm doing. Like, it's mine. At the ripe old age of 40 plus, maybe, we don't know. Sosa's not sure. They go to the side and she doesn't apologize. Please go watch. She does not apologize. She says things around this, you know, that I don't want you to feel like this tragic thing happened in your life and here comes the person digging up this thing that was traumatic to you and throwing up in your face. You know, I don't ever want you to feel, bitch, you did make me feel like that. You're aware you made me feel like that. Why can't you just say, I feel like what I've done has now done this and I'm sorry? Because she can't be wrong. She cannot be seen to be admitting fault. To a degree where she says, I want you to know that I'm here for you. Bitch, it would be no here if you didn't do this. Anyway, Angel goes to her gynae appointment with her best friend. See, me in the scene, I was like, I care. Maybe like that boy's busy. But the moment, because we've seen him film with her and have politically correct answers on screen, that conversation that they had an episode or so ago, I was like, oh, he's rehearsed. He knows the exact right thing to say. Doesn't he? Also, they've no chemistry for me. Something is off with them. And I think I've said this before. I feel like maybe he pined and pined after her, but she was too like cool for school and busy with the cool boys. And then now that she wants to start doing like straight life things, she wants to settle down with this like square dude. And maybe there's resentment there, or they're really just friends, right? Or like, and they thought they could explore it. And you know, you've been friends with somebody for a long time, and you're like, oh, let's see what this could be. People have always said, and we're now getting up there in age, maybe there's actually something more here. But you learn that making out with them feels like kissing a sibling. But like, you're trying to make it work because he's a good guy, and on paper this looks good, you know. Because why is she at the gynae with her best friend? Granted, I would go to a gynae with any of my besties like I would go to the gynae with any of my very good friends, right? But no, it was off. Anyway, they check and they find that everything is okay. I think she had been paralyzed by previous experiences, like when she went through her situation that she went through with the lumps that they found in her breast. And then when she'd go for checkups, it sounds like they'd find some, you know, things that didn't belong there. So maybe she was just so paralyzed by that fear that she hasn't been going back to check if everything is okay. She's been living in the state of, oh, this is what is happening in my body, and maybe those things have passed through her body now, and it looks like they're saying everything is okay. I want us to not make like this girl did not have a real problem just because I know of people who've had cysts and all manner of things, went through treatment, you know, still lived in the paralyzing fear that maybe I can't carry, maybe this, and as a result they're just so paralyzed and they don't want to go seek like professional like help. They don't want to be looked at again, and when they do, they find that actually there's been a lot of progress made here. And that's the angle I'm choosing to take with Angel regarding her, you know, her reproductive health. Sosa and Maria link up, cute little spot. You know, there are a lot of cute spots on this show, but I don't live in Durban, nor am I planning to travel anytime soon. But I think if you live there, then you probably remember the names of the places because you actually can go. You have access to them. So it's nice, good little placement, a good little advertising for these establishments for the people who have access to them. You know, they always try to get like a good shot so you see the name of the restaurant and stuff, pan out the interior. This is a cute little spot. I would love this little spot, like I would. They link up with Maria, and Maria is again a dog with a bone regarding the Angel thing. She's like, you know, when you left, she's giving Soso the rundown of what happened with Zama. The ape line thing, the ape hairline thing comes up. Maria's also like, I've never heard of that, and Soso's like, it just did not seem like an endearing thing to say. And Slee also pointed it out to me that I could call that, like, what does that even mean? What is that, you know? And she says in her confessional, Maria, you know, Soso is such a soft spot for Angel, and I don't understand why, because she has a longer relationship with me, like a season long. It's not that serious. Y'all aren't talking off season. Shut the fuck up. And then, so she's like, yeah, to Soso, when Angel was talking to me, you sort of like rubbed her shoulder, and that really caught me off guard, because I feel like you're being the enabler you've accused me of being for JoJo. So again, it's giving, let me just run with this and be with it because I have nothing else to offer. It really is giving that, Maria. It's like, let him go, you know? And the whole, you're telling people you've known me for 6 months and blah, 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 blah. And the entire time this is happening, at the back of my mind, I'm like, if we're gonna be for real, you have real things to iron out with Ruan, with Jojo. I mean, y'all had that little conversation, and then with Nonko as well. You have real actual issues that are too uncomfortable because you have skin in the game. You're emotionally invested in your relationships with, you know, this trio, or at least the 2 people that's making up this trio. But that's hard, right? Angel collateral damage. You don't care about her as much, so you can do it back and forth with her and try to sling mud and do stuff with her for camera because there's no skin in the game. That's what it's giving to me. It's a little pathetic, and let it go. Just let it go. Nonko's sister comes over. Nonko's looking really good, guys. Here's my thing about when people get lipo and stuff. I am team now go to the gym and whatever, because here the apa Nonko is still very much looking like Rahadi, you know, but like she's a beautiful woman, so it helps, and her body is snatched, so I'll give her that. Let me not highlight my insecurities that I'm seeing on her. That's kind of wrong. But her sister comes over and you know, she's like, oh, what's going on with the new group of ladies, what's been happening, whatever. Here's the thing, because I don't think she's malicious, I think she can just be like wayward and like even ignorant sometimes. She's like, no, Angel is a cool girl, but like, hey, this Zama person seems to be a little bipolar. I don't like when we do that with mental health, you guys. And it's not me being this way because it's Nonko. I actually feel like when educated, Nonko's gonna know not to use that term in that kind of just blanketing. That's a real diagnosis that people live with, people who are watching the show, people in your life who are afraid to tell you, because I feel like television has done us a great disservice in terms of its portrayal of somebody being bipolar or being in psychosis because of their bipolar, like all of that, right? And a lot of us see it as like this dangerous thing, and I'm gonna get attacked. I remember the generation storylines, you know, and when we say it in a manner of, it's okay to say somebody is erratic, like no words so you can use them. Right? I feel like hot and cold. That's a phrase. That's a thing. That, yeah, I feel like she can be so hot and then her temperature can drop. Erratic. You see, no things to say, because whenever we're sitting in a room, you actually don't know what people are dealing with, because people don't owe you their diagnoses, right? They don't. So when we say things that could potentially stigmatize people's conditions, that we need to be a bit more careful with some of the stuff that we say. And when she said that about Zama, that I feel like she's a bit bipolar, I understood exactly what she was going for, but I hope she doesn't continue. I hope somebody sits her down and says, hey, it's a little offensive, you know, this is a real condition that people are medicated for, and it's you know, I'm hoping. That's it. Maybe it's a bit sensitive for me, but I don't think so. And then she says she wants to go to Texas. She wants to visit TD Jakes, the Potter's house. I think that's the name of that mega. She wants to be swallowed up. She wants to be swallowed up, buddy. Here's the thing about Nonko, right? Just when you think she's made progress, she lets you know that she hasn't. The answers are within. God is within. I promise you, you have the answer. You have it. Or you just need to be patient enough and trust in your faith in said deity. You getting on a plane ticket because, you buying a plane ticket and boarding an entire flight and going to go visit somebody's mega church because you want spiritual upliftment. And I get that. Is it the scripture that says with two or more gathered in my name? I get it. But you could gather in your backyard with Zama and Slee. You know, that the Christian women and these mega churches are teeming, just literally overflowing with single women. Every Sunday you're there looking to be replenished. Like, what's going on? You have the answers. You do. Spend time with doctrine, as inconsistent as that book is. Spend time with it. Spend time in solace. Listen to your thoughts. You know that TD Jakes in recent years has gone viral, in the last year even, gone viral for shaming. And I feel like a lot of people did a good take on this. Kimberly is one of the people that said, for the church, for the Potter's house to even be exactly that, he's relied on the tithings and contributions of often very desperate women, right? Like they want partnerships, so they go to church to try and find. That's why women go to church. I actually don't care what they say. These women go out into the world, right, and earn this money to come and put back into this church for this man to get on the stage and tell them that they're so masculine. The very trait that he's critiquing is what makes the income possible. But the dissonance, the mental gymnastics that you all have to do in order to continue to support these very abusive spiritual leaders, I could never. We've taught women to chase their careers and not value the bitch. If I don't do that, it's no tithe. You don't get to be swallowed up. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I don't know if it's a joke or what, but knowing Nunku, it's not a joke. Zama links up with, or rather, what's her name? Maria, her accessory person. I don't know what the fuck that man's name is, and I'm not gonna learn it. Okay, if it catches, great. If not, well, shit. Right? Her little new accessory. Oh God, I could never, ever. I'm Batman, bitch. I will never be Robin. Anyway, they go to this mixology thing. They have a little date, and it's a cute little date, and they mix drinks, whatever. And then they get to talking. You know, Maria says over and over again throughout this episode that, she doesn't have any issues with Zama because Zama hasn't done anything to her. Okay. Alright. Okay. You must keep your good eye on people when you see how they move with other people. I don't give a shit. And I'm not saying judge somebody completely on their experience with another person. Sorry. But if there's a pattern of behavior, you would do yourself good to have your good eye on said person. They haven't done anything to me yet. Hasn't done anything to me yet. No, girl. You feel like she's not getting along with Angel, and Angel is your storyline for the season, so you're making like you're so like koozies with her. I see you. Okay? And then as they're talking about the things that they're alleging that the other women are saying that she's done, Zama's done, the husband says, but she's a recording of you, Zama. And Zama says she needs to play the entire thing. And in that recording, you will get to hear what she said about you and the other ladies. Now I want to hear the recording. I do. I want to hear this recording. I don't think it was... But like, yeah, play the recording. What was your part? And also I hate people who record people. But like for television, I love it. I love it. Angel. And who? Oh, Angel links up with her friend. It's in the scene that we learned that things aren't going well between her and her person whom she's probably never involved with. They just said they're together for the show. I don't know if I believe them, guys. I don't want to lie. Or how much they claim the relationship had progressed. Anyway, she says there are problems there, which is odd. Now that she's learned that everything is going well with her reproductive organs, it's, and she doesn't seem rather bothered about it. I don't know if she's realized that she's bought herself time, or life has bought her more time, so she's not existing under this pressure to have a baby. By the fucking way, why are people in my life, as of the past couple of weeks, talking about when am I having a baby? Wait, when I'm rich, bitch? The fuck? Anyway, Ayanda, gorgeous woman. I don't know where I recognize her from. Really, I don't know where I recognize her from. But Ayanda is a friend of Sarisha. They link up at Ocean's Mall at one of these shops. I think it's her spa. They link up at the spa, and gorgeous, hip woman. You guys, I've been meaning to do a video about this. These are the original baddies, like old school baddies, right? Skinny, beautiful women who understand the currency that comes with that. And they've made some very strategic moves, and they're now like graceful in their like older years or getting up there in age. I mean, no assuming these are old women, but like they're not like, you know, spring chickens. And they've like snatched these wealthy men. What has happened to the baddie isn't like Drea is why I'm having this conversation. Drea basketball wife. Maybe I should make this a separate video. What's happened to the baddie? Supposed to get the right bag, secure said bag, right? And then retire from the game. The baddies are not seeming to, you know what I think has happened? The baddies want to be cake and eat it. The baddies don't want to end up with Uncle Viv. The baddies want to turn a Jay Sean, or whatever his fucking name is, the game, Jay Sean, they want to turn him into a Viv. Like they still want the aesthetic. And then before they know it, they look up, they're almost 40 and they haven't snatched up a maggot, so they need to go get pregnant by a 22-year-old. I'm talking about you, Drea, of Basketball Wives. Great. But anyway, they sit and they talk, and it turns out Sarisha was in Ayanda's wedding. They just got married. Her and this man of hers who looks like she's probably not attracted to him, but it's not about that. Right? Right? A smart woman knows this. And she's like, yo, do you know Zama? Oh, my God. We learn here, Angel is actually dating Ayanda's brother. That young man who has the right answers, Ayanda's brother. Baby, I can't wait to see how this fucking shit unfolds. And Sosa's like, oh, what do you think of her? Have you met her? She's like, yeah, she's been over. And she's like, what? She's like, doesn't have much of. I think she's so strong. Not strong, but like not. She doesn't know how to rein it in as yet, right? Angel and I have that problem, and we'll never know how to rein it in, ever. We will never know. One of my friends, I remember saying to her, I'm like, friend, you're so, she's a fucking baddie. And I was saying, I'm like, friend, you're so good at behaving. I'm like, you're so good at being quiet. Like, but when you're with me, when it's just us, we are a mess. Like, she's like, oh, I was trained. Hi, friend. And she's like, no. So-and-so, I used to be adding my little opinions and doing stuff. This is like baddie 101. Some of you is how you lose the bag. Pay attention. Rahadi's putting you on game. I'm in my Shira bag. I'm in my Shira Sarah bag. And she's like, no, I was trained. Like, one of my peoples, and this is years ago now, right? You know, the early stages of baddiness. And like, she's like, no, yeah, I was told that, I don't know, Leila, like, you don't just be talking too much and contributing, because like, in these circles, men don't care for your smarts like that. They may care for your smarts one-on-one. They don't need your display of smarts, especially in a group setting with other men there, because they love to hear themselves talk and they want to mansplain. And yours is to be a baddie. That's your function. Speaketh not. Okay? Even when spoken to, sometimes speaketh not. But you know, it's oh my God. Okay, I'll open the school. You know, coaches don't play. Okay, don't fucking ask me where's my viv. Great. Nonko's glow up party. Bitch, I have no idea what this fucking party is about. I don't know if it's because they were like, Nonko, you have to have an event this season, because ain't no way. Like, Nonko is always, she had like the end of her, it was not sobriety. What was it? Celibacy party last season, and now she's having, I think, a glow up party. Everybody shows up, everybody's looking cute. Like, love the color palette that people went for. Zama's dress may have seemed underwhelming to some people, a little cute little shift, like sequence dress, but I loved it. I'm just not sure if it was what they were going for this thing, or because she knew she wasn't staying. Oh, but I loved it, and I loved it on her. This woman has beautiful skin, like no back acne, just like Zama is a goddess. And maybe that's why she's never had to learn how to behave, because she's so attractive. She has an allure about her. She has something. She's a siren. That's what she has. It seems poisonous. Like whatever draw she has looks like it's venomous, but like you still want to touch. Men like that shit. They do. They leave their families for women who have the aura that she exudes, knowing good and goddamn well that this woman is not going to stay with me forever. I'm not saying she's done that. I'm saying her type, like her, her feminine charms, a woman who's kept herself up, and she's done the right thing, right? She's kept herself up in what they say we must do. I suppose that's why she thinks she can be venomous. But anyway, Angel sings for us. Nonku gives a little speech at the thing. Her mom is in like her own color story. She also does a little speech. I did forward past this because she's a bit much for me. Angel does a little singing. Angel does have a good singing voice, and she gives us a little, the girls all love Jesus and stuff. Zama then is about to tell Nonku that she's leaving, but first she decides to question her bond with God. Decides, let me question her bond with God. She's like to Nonku. Yeah, at first I wasn't gonna come to this thing, but then because you say you love God, I was like, you can't be lying about that, right? Nonku can't be like no, not you, Zama. You, you, we know you love God. You are God's child. Kulkul knows about you, but I chose to believe that you're not. Like, I love her. Like honestly, and by that I don't mean what you think. Come fucking stand her. Then she tells her that she has to go to a memorial service or a wake or whatever, but really she's just trying to get the fuck out of Dodge. She's really just trying to dodge the situation. She can tell that a lot is the. My chat with Zama is that she should have done one-on-ones with everybody and quashed shit. That's where she got it wrong. If you were able to make individual phone calls to Scanner, call people now, link up with people individually and disarm them. Must I teach you everything? Oh my God. They start talking about Zama. As they go sit at the table, Zama is now left. Nonku thanks everybody. They have a little goodie bag. Her doctor's there, but she's trying to tell people a shake and sell them slimming juice, or she's a shake in her hamper and in her little goodie bag. To which Amy in the confessional is like, what the fuck is this for, girl? Your surgeon is here. Like, I can't do it. But anyway, she's like, so this is Nonku now just starting. I was having a chat with Zama, and she said she had to leave because she has to go to, a lot was said here actually, but I didn't make my note because God, I never didn't she in one episode. She said something about having to leave to go to the, and then Sleeve's like, which funeral? The same one that we're gonna go to, they know the same people and stuff. And she's like, yes, Dara. She's like, hell to no. Her and my friend were not cool, and they've like court cases lingering on each other. There's no way she's going to that thing. She's not lying on my dead friend. And Slee usually can stand for her shit. So I know even if Zama comes back to try and confront her, she will stand like 10 toes fucking down. I know this. This I know. So I'm like, ooh, it's about to get real. It's a court case, something to do with like Zama allegedly borrowing monies from this man or stealing monies from this man and never take, like, and there's a court, baby. That's what was said. But she's not here to defend herself, so we can't really say what's going on. So Risha then says in the confessionals, I feel like Nonku threw this out there to gauge where everybody is, sort of the temperature on Zama, and it seems like we're all on the same page. Maria starts wanting to do a back and forth with Angel and like, bored, Kesana, I am bored. But everybody's bored. It's like, let it go. And it's starting to lose its thing because it's like, Maria, what is the actual chat? Nobody cares how long you've known each other. You try to make like you don't know this girl at all. And she's also trying to make like the relationship is stronger than it was. You're both like just being inconsistent in your tellings of your dealings with each other, and the board not like, this is not interesting. Let it go, truly. And then the issue comes up where they're like, no, but Zama claims that when Nonku, you did claim that, you did say that Angel doesn't know what's going on in construction. Nonku did say this. And her reason for it also made sense to me when she's like, why is she just saying me too, and barely adding anything to the conversation when I'm telling her my certification levels or whatever it is in construction. She's not like, oh yeah, that's what, she's just like, oh yeah, me too, bitch, you too what, right? But then she tries to like smooth it, and Angel feels like she's more of a dog, like a bone to pick with Zama, so she's willing to bury the hatchet so they can do a little gang up on Zama, I feel. Right? Let's not forget that she also acted like she doesn't know who Nonko is, but she has Nonko's number because she's made an outfit for her. But it's not, we need to squash this so we can get on with the matter of the day, and that is, see, that's the thing about gang ups that I don't like. It makes it easy to sweep everything else under the rug and make like we don't have other underlying issues and Zama is the only problem. When Zama had the lunch with Maria, she mentioned that I owned up to the question I wrote, Maria owned up to the question she wrote, but none of the other ladies owned the questions. I remember Jojo saying she didn't write a question because she didn't want to play. Maybe the producers wrote the questions. Who wrote the questions? And are people going to take ownership of those questions? Because we had a whole burn session the first episode. We can't run away from that, you know? And then Nonko stands up, and I could tell the ambush was coming. I was like, nah, there's no such thing as standing up and seeing. And then they leave it, like breaking the fourth wall, so to speak. And she walks back in with a new castmate. And turns out this person has a history with Amy. You know what I don't want this show to turn into, and it's slowly happening, right? A lot of stuff is being said off camera, and then it's being brought onto camera without giving us all the details or the backstory. We didn't know about the ape line thing. We just picked up on a switch up in Sarisha, right? She had a change of attitude with Zama, and we didn't know. We didn't know up until we found out this thing, like it's because they're saying A-line. And that thing, Shoot's thing with Sarisha, who worked so hard to remove herself from blackness as much as possible, or dark-skinnedness, which is very much always trying to be associated with like a lower life that is like apes and shit. So that must sting a little bit. That must sting a little bit for her. It must like bring up other things in her to have heard that. Then the Amy thing and the hijacking, we're now finding out now what was said. Amy's being told that no, this is Maria now. Maria, when they start talking about Zama, says it's so easy to talk about somebody in their absence, but blah 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 blah. Then she starts telling them everything that was said at the lunch. Oh, Angel, Maria did say that Nonko said you don't know anything about construction. And also Amy, Zama says that when you guys went to have your side conversation over Jojo's house, you apologized to her and said you lied about who she was sleeping with. This makes Amy angry because she's like, I thought we'd just like squash this whole thing. Like, what is this that I'm learning of now? Right? This other lady arrives, her name is Londi, not our old Londi, new Londi. Walks into the room, you can tell it's a setup. You can tell she doesn't get along with somebody in that room. I would have thought the person would be Slee. Slee and Nonko seem to be trying to like establish a new relationship. Slee had said earlier when the party started that, you know what, that was a nice speech that you gave. I think we can start afresh and I can try to get to know you from this angle. You know, I thought she'd brought the person in for Slee. Jojo was in on it because she sits down and she sits down, they set her next to Amy. Jojo, who's besties with Nonko, says, oh, what's going on there? I noticed that when she sat down, you scooted over. Could something be the matter there? The fucking shit stirrer. But good one. This was a nice scene. Produced by Jojo. And what's this one's name? Nonko. They sit down to... Amy's like, yeah, we have a little tip that we had. Londi says, I've never known her personally. This is in the confessionals. I never knew this person personally. I'd comment on her stuff and whatever. And at some point, you see, this is the shit where I'm saying I don't want the show to turn into this. Baby, I don't know why they're not getting along. It's ifs and buts and vagueness. I inboxed her, this is Amy, and I told her that she needs to stop gossiping about me with certain people. We don't know why they don't get along. We don't know. It took up the last part of the episode, but we don't know. As like we do not know. I don't like that. Now I must become an investigator, go and like be digging stuff there. I'm watching the show. I would like to review the show. Lolly sits there and tries too hard to act innocent, to which Amy says in the confessional that narcissists and people who've done you wrong will come in front of other people and act cool, calm, and collected because you're gonna like blow your fucking top and lose your shit, so they can make you look like the crazy one. And I don't know why, but I believe her. I believe her. She was there trying to act a little too like because something off, something is no, I don't trust that. No, sorry, I don't. Like my instincts is just saying no. But that's it. That's really what happened. And no, bye. I'm gonna watch the other episode as I try to load this so I can edit it, because it takes forever to like load onto the device, and for me to be like trying to edit it and isn't it? Bye guys.